The building and construction sector CO2 emissions are choking the planet. The industry is responsible for almost 40% of global carbon emissions. One Bengaluru-based company is on a mission to change the way buildings are designed, built, and lived in. Smarter Dharma is providing sustainable building solutions. To discuss this in detail, we're in conversation with Sriram Kuchimanchi, who's the founder and CEO of Smarter Dharma. Thank you so much, Sriram, for taking our time and speaking to me. Smarter Dharma says it is solving sustainability issues in the real estate sector and the construction sector. Now, for the benefit of our viewers, could you explain how your venture offers green building solutions and why is there a need for buildings to be sustainable?
So let me flip and answer the second question first. Think of what is the one which stands the most today in the planet, other than trees. Trees are obviously going to live, some of them live hundreds of years. The thing which stands a lot are buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, historically, when you go back, you want to see a 400-year-old Golconda Fort in Charminar. Today, average age of a building is 55 to 70 years across the globe. Buildings have a chance to have a huge impact. In fact, of the top 4 most greenhouse gas emitting industries, which are energy, agriculture, buildings, and transportation, buildings stand second in the amount of the greenhouse gas emitted. However, the thing which excited us and which is why we focus a lot on buildings and real estate industry is because unlike the other 3 sectors, the building industry has the highest greenhouse gas mitigation potential for the least capital.
Right.
Because think of it, right? You design one building the right way, it's going to live for 55 to 70 years. The amount of cumulative positive impact you can have is much more higher than any other industry. Now, your first question as to what do we do? The understanding is sustainability is complex. And the way people are looking at in the building sector is let the building be done. Post-occupancy, we'll look at emissions management, which is where there are a few companies. But our belief is that much like anything else, whether you are designing a pair of jeans or you're making a new building, at the design phase, at the concept stage, if you help and inject sustainability, then A, it becomes easy, B, it becomes cheap, and C, it becomes long lasting. And so what we are doing is we are using data science, and we have a data science platform. We are using data to empower decision makers so that they are able to make the right decisions and make adoption of sustainability very easy. In the process of that, we provide a bunch of solutions, curated, provided in a holistic fashion, in the right configuration and customized, so that their adoption roadmap becomes easy. That's what we do.
For any company or any sector to adapt to something sustainable, or adapt to something environment or climate friendly, suddenly is a huge change, is a revamp, right? So for Smarter Dharma, how do you think you're helping the construction industry shift to this change, and how difficult is the journey?
It's a paradigm shift.
Yeah,
the reason we are in this unsustainable world is because our approach to how we're building businesses is based on a take, make, break, and assumption that resources are unlimited. This makes the way we develop any industry, develop any business, very unsustainable by nature, right? So moving away from something like that into a more holistic, more sustainable, more future secure model is a paradigm shift. So you're absolutely right. It's not a binary. It's not one time you're doing this and you shift completely. Decision makers, if I'm a real estate developer, I look at sustainability as an afterthought.
Yes.
So I get a piece of land. I think of what is the most profitable venture I need to take on that piece of land. I bring the right stakeholders in, get the design done. And in the process, I would come up with the idea that, okay, if I do these 4 or 5 things, I'll also meet the sustainability, which is an afterthought. A simplified answer to that, analogy to that is, let's say you're buying a pair of jeans. What do? We will have the color, we'll have the size, the fit, the brand, and the price. And right at the very end, we'll look at the few of us will go look on the label and see how much organic cotton is there. And we'll tell the shop owner, hey, don't give me in plastic, I'll carry in my own bag. Because these two are afterthoughts. It's not in a model where we go to the store and first figure out, do I really need a pair of jeans? If I really need, is there any brand which is using recycled cotton?
Yeah.
Is there any brand which is fair trade cotton?
Yeah.
Then in that, let me find the right size and fit and price. We don't do that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in the real estate industry. It's an afterthought. The developer would get all the other things in mind, then sustainability comes into play. So that shift is not easy. India is a very kitna deti country.
Yeah.
Because we discovered zero, we are a very numbers driven company. I mean, one of my earliest clients was a 500 crore textile company. They would still talk about tangibilizing sustainability. And so for me, if numbers were there, it made sense. So that became our mantra. We use numbers and data to talk to real estate developers saying, hey, if you do this, this is the cost benefit analysis.
Yeah.
This is the value your customer is getting. This is the value you're getting as with respect to environmental impact. And this is the value you're getting on your top line or bottom line. It is that interjection of business value and sustainability which needed to be presented.
Let me also talk numbers. Are these green building solutions or sustainable solutions beneficial for the builders? And can you say that these green building solutions are actually creating healthier places for people to live in?
Absolutely. In fact, the beauty is the building industry is such that the builder is spending all the money, effort, time to build it more sustainably, but their entire value environmentally, well-being and health-wise, to their pocket and for their future, all that value goes to the tenant / resident / leaser, right? The one who's actually using it. We tell the developer, hey, based on the location, based on the size of the project, based on kind of project, we are able to, today we have a patented algorithm where we can tell, look, you can be 75% self-sufficient on water.
Yeah.
Now that is a big goal, right? Now we're telling them, you can be 75% self-sufficient on water if you spend 6 rupees per square feet more, right? And so which means they have a number, they have a savings. Now we convert this and tell their customers that this means only 25% of your water is dependent outside, compared to an average your developer where your water could be 60% from external sources, which means the number of tankers you're buying daily comes down by 30%.
Right.
And so their monthly maintenance cost comes down by so much %.
Do you think there is enough awareness and do you think there are enough compliances to build green or sustainable buildings? Now that we do understand that there is an urgent need
That's a great
sustainable buildings, but are there enough compliances to build them?
I think it's a great question, Navya, because awareness and compliance. I'm really glad you brought them both together. And that comes from both ends, right? The customer as well as government. The challenge we have is, it's not a compliance is a challenge, it is following up, the monitoring. So if a government officer, if for example a building needs to have a certain size of a solar water heating setup, government sends somebody to check, ensure they've done, how well they do, how accurately they figure out and measure, that's the key part. And that's where certification at times helps. Because I wouldn't say the government is necessarily doing a very good job. There could be various reasons, but I don't think they're doing necessarily a very good job. We don't think it is lack of awareness anymore. While not every one of us will know what happened in COP26 or what will happen if we don't meet the 1.5 degree centigrade goal or 2 degree centigrade goal. Not everybody will know that. But there is what we term it as fragmented awareness. People do know that a lot of construction is causing air pollution. A lot of construction is causing loss of groundwater. A lot of vehicles are causing air pollution and health problems. That kind of information they have. Fragmented awareness is there. What people are lacking, which is why shows like yours, programs such as yours, are of huge value, is because I think the missing link from that fragmented awareness to climate action is one, finding simplicity in this, or to know, hey, these are things you should do. Another angle which is missing, and I hope you can add there, is empathy. What we've built towards this, and I really like you saying there's no point talking about doomsday scenario, which is great. You're right. We should not. There's no point talking about doomsday scenario. Can we build empathy around the problem while showing a solution, so people feel empowered and encouraged to do action? I think we'll do. So that fragmented awareness to action, that part is missing.
And do you think sustainable buildings is the new real estate trend? Do you think that is the way forward?
I don't want to use the word trend. I think it is the way forward, and there are enough indicators to say that's happening. One of the first thing is CREDAI, India's Real Estate Developer Association. By 2050, they want to see if all buildings can be carbon neutral.
Yeah.
That way, India has a 2070 goal to be as a country carbon neutral. The CREDAI Association has come out and said by 2050 we'll aim to make the buildings, all the buildings, infrastructure in India carbon neutral, which is a very bold goal. IGBC, India's Green Building Council for Building Certification, has made a bold goal now that so far they have about 10.3 billion square feet of green space built. They want to double it in the next 3 years. Across the country now we have projects, not just based in cities like Bangalore. Tells you that more and more developers are thinking that this is the right thing to do. In fact, I would go so far to say that the change which I've seen in the past 7-8 years is from doing it because a builder inherently thinks I need to do, to because the customers are asking, to mandates are pushing me to do, which are the three kind of reasons I've seen builders take it up. We are again coming to the point where more and more builders are, in fact, just this year, we've had 3 people already come up and say, we are building infrastructure, and I think it's a responsibility we need to do. So it's gone much beyond just a trend to say it is the right thing to do, and we have a responsibility because we are building the future. I think that's where no other industry has an opportunity, because you are building a product which is going to live for 55 to 70 years.
What do you think is the future for Smarter Dharma? And what is the mission now?
So Smarter Dharma's vision is to be a catalyst to be able to mitigate a billion tons of carbon by 2030. Now, why is this number important? If you see 2019's carbon footprint, I won't use 2020, 2021, obviously because it's COVID year, right? But 19, if you see, the global carbon footprint was 43 billion tons.
Yeah.
Of which you could argue, 40% at least is needed, right? The very survival. Us to be able to do the stock, we need carbon footprint, and so that's needed.
Yes.
So unless we talk in the numbers of that scale, so we have done about 46,000 tons of carbon so far. Okay. And we set ourselves a very bold goal that if our platform takes off the way we expect it to take off, and we spread across multiple sectors, we could be the catalyst, the central player in bringing a lot of other partners on board, and all of us together would have mitigated 1 billion tons of carbon. And then year on year, we can start looking at that kind of a scale. That's our vision. Today, we are in real estate industry. Our pedigree in the last 7 years has been heavily on real estate industry impact, but prior to that, we've done non-real estate also. And we think that as we scale, for us to be able to really make an impact, we will do beyond real estate. We will do logistics, we'll do hospitality, we'll do textile. So we know that each of these industries we can make an impact and empower more and more businesses as well as individuals to adopt sustainability.
Right.